Heritage Manor has been here how long? You started it?
In September of '88.
In 1988. So, goodness, that's, what would that be? 22 years. 22, oh my goodness. So how many people have been here?
A few over 50,000
Oh.
from 50 states and 25 countries.
In 3 houses that have been connected?
Yes, we moved them and connected them together. They were built at the turn of the century, were in different spots.
But from this area?
From within 15 miles.
Oh my goodness, definitely this area. Oh, that's beautiful. And I've been amazed at the menu that you have. You said you started out with Cornish hens.
We started with just Cornish hens, and then my husband just gradually increased it to what we have today. And so you can have beef, chicken, pork, or no meat if you're a vegetarian. We have several vegetarians along the way.
Wonderful.
And then for breakfast, you choose what you want from a menu that my husband has drawn up, and mainly, usually about the time you want to eat. There might be a few exceptions, but we try to let people eat at the time they want to. And there's several places in the house or outside, depending on the weather, of where they could eat.
Beautiful flowers and plants and everything around the houses too.
We're on 80 acres in the country.
So quite a bit of walking space, sounds like.
We have a mile walking path that goes out through the trees. We planted 18,000 trees in 1993.
Wow.
They were little sticks, and now we have a giant forest.
No, I've seen. It's beautiful. It's like an oasis in the prairie grass and wheat.
And just behind the house, we have a small walking path with waterways and flowers where people can go out and sit, and a gazebo.
And I noticed that you have a driveway that goes up to the upper level, so people...
Yes, handicap accessible.
Wonderful.
And it goes completely around the house. You don't have to back up. You can just go around in a circle and go clear around.
I also noticed that you said pet friendly too. That's
yes, we
that's
have
unusual.
people with cats and dogs and birds
that have visited.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, and you know quite a bit about animals yourself too.
Well, at this point all we have are llamas, 1 ostrich, 1 emu, and 2 pot-bellied pigs.
So it's miniature wildlife exhibit here.
Right.
Zoo.
Plus we have deer and wild turkey and
naturally.
rabbits and all the little creatures that you'd find, armadillos.
There we go. Need those, definitely. Well, I noticed that the rooms are beautiful, that you've tried to stay with a Victorian theme throughout the house.
Well, on the main floor, the Rainbow and Butterfly Suite and the Cimarron room are sort of mostly Victorian, as is the parlors. But upstairs, the 2 attic rooms are more what you call country.
Okay.
They're above the 1-story house. We opened up the attic, so we have 2 rooms and a bath up there.
Which are fun because they're kind of their own little areas.
Right.
And connected but separate. And each one seems to be the same sort of thing.
We have a lot of people who come who never see each other. If that's what they want, they can do that, or if they are interested in communicating with other guests, that's their choice. But we do serve breakfast individually unless they ask to sit together.
What I noticed that was just beautiful were the porches and even being able to go on top of the roof for viewing out and around. My husband
built a bridge. They've had a swinging bridge at Carmen with the park when we were growing up.
Oh, neat.
And so he decided that's what he would want to do, and so you can go up on top and see the sunsets. They're beautiful.
And is it Glass Mountains or Gloss Mountains?
Gloss Mountains.
Gloss Mountains.
Spelled glass.
Okay.
The man was a Scotsman that discovered them, so
that makes
take
sense.
your choice.
Mhm. They're beautiful too. They really
Yes,
are.
they are the bottom of the old seabed.
So when someone comes to visit, what do? You
Well, most people, they can set their own agenda. A lot of people come to dig selenite crystals, where this is the only place in the world where selenite forms an hourglass within the crystal.
Wow.
Selenite grows a lot of places,
Mhm.
but they come from everywhere to dig. And mainly the little blades are what they can find a real hourglass in, although there are big clusters if you dig right. And there are 7 areas which they rotate every 7 years, a new thing, because they keep growing.
Mhm.
And of course it depends on the weather.
Well, I bet.
So,
And what happens around them.
Right.
Fantastic. Awesome.
and then a lot of people go out to Alabaster Caverns
Mhm.
and to see the bats. And if you're into museums,
Uh-huh.
you know, there's one at Cherokee and Fairview and Enid and Woodward.
And there are mostly museums for things that have happened in this area, or?
Some of them are. Now the Sod House Museum, it's just a mile from us, was built by an early day settler in 1894,
Mhm.
and it's been preserved in a building.
Good.
And it's just built from the earth, which he dug up with a sod plow.
And just made the house and then lived in the
Right.
house
Yes.
for a long time. as I
And then usually they do not stand up, but for some reason this one did, and somebody said it's maybe because they use lime on the inside of the walls.
understand.
And and he used it for his orchard produce after he moved out of it into his house.
He actually got a house.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And my husband knew him, Marshall McCauley.
Wonderful. That
And,
sounds very interesting.
Then you can go to the top of the Gloss Mountains. It's kind of a rough climb, but if you're agile, you can make it to the top, and it is quite a view.
It's a view to see from here.
Right.
The shapes and the way they formed.
If you're interested in wineries, we're close to 2 wineries.
Really? I didn't know that.
One
That's
south of Fairview and one between here and Ringwood.
Okay, okay. You're actually close to a lot of activities that kind of out away from everything too.
Right.
Which is,
We're 35 miles from Enid and 65 from Woodward.
Okay. The nice thing I found too is that you have far more than just breakfast. You have meals if people want them or need them, and a very quiet place. I noticed you have a lot of reading material and libraries and
All
places to sit. too.
subjects, books of all subjects from old to new.
Yes.
We have over 6,000 volumes of books in all. We have them in different rooms, plus a library that's down below, that's underground actually on 3 sides. And people can take books to their rooms or outside or whatever. There's places on the porches or outside where they can sit and read and enjoy.
Wonderful. And trying to think of anything else. I know it's just a very, very comfortable, welcoming.
We try to make,
Nice.
we're not the fanciest place, but we try to make people feel welcome and that it can be a home away from home.
Yes.
We have a lot of people who come from nearby just to get away from home for a few hours. They have small children and don't want to go very far, then we're close to where they can go and feel comfortable. They're a phone call away.
I've noticed you're very comfortable with children too, which is sometimes when everything is antiques and older things, it's like, ooh, but here
This
children just feel
This
very
is
welcome.
just stuff. And it'll all go away someday. And so, yes, we are child-friendly and hands-on. It's not like a museum.
Where you can't touch.
Right.
Can't.
It's a home where people can pick up things and look. And
And enjoy.
yes.
Wonderful. That sounds great.